Okay, you guys, we're looking at section 6.02, factoring quadratics with a lead coefficient of 1. And we wanted to make the there we go. We wanted to represent this quadratic trinomial with algebra tiles, which you may recall is something that we did in the past. So we've got the x squared, that's that square. And then we'd have negative 7x. That would be the red, and those are those rectangles. And then we have the 10. Those are the little squares. So for us to represent this as a rectangle, we need to represent 10 as a rectangle first. So 10 is either 2 times 5 or 1 times 10. And what's so special about 2 and 5 is that they would actually add to 7. So I'm going to write it just kind of short. I'm going to have 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this is x minus 2, and then this one is x minus 5. And so this idea of rectangularity is going to be important for all of these. So we're looking at or previewing this whole page, and we see that every single one of these is that trinomial that we're going to try to write as one of these rectangles. And we're going to be paying very close attention to the sign. As I look at all of them, they all start with x squared. So just like this was made up from this side length and this side length, we're kind of going backwards from what we knew before. In order for us to do this, what we need to do is create a t-chart. We know that all of our answers are going to look like this: x something, and then x something, x something, parentheses, x something, parentheses. So we're going to pay attention to a lot of different factors: the sign, the numbers and the signs. And so let's get started on our first example. So we want the numbers to multiply to the 16, right? 2 and 5 multiply to make 10. And then we want the numbers to add to the middle term. So in a chart, we're just going to sift out all of those: positive 16, positive 8. And then I'm going to look for multiplies to 16. And then we're going to look for adds to 8. So we always start systematically. We start systematically by first creating the chart. And it's really easy to make the chart because it's the numbers that are shown in the equation in the order shown. Next, we're going to come up with number pairs that multiply to 16. We always start systematically, so we always start with 1. And this would be 1 times 16. Next, it's going to be 2, and it would be 2 times 8. And then we're going to do 4 times 4. Now, I was going too fast through these because I already know the answer. So 1 and 16. When I add those together, I get 17. So is that the answer I'm looking for? No, but I have eliminated a wrong answer, so that's good. 2 and 8, when I add those together, I get 10. So those are not the correct answer. I've eliminated a wrong answer, which is good. 4 and 4, they add to make 8. And I see in this problem that it was positive, positive. So I know that this is positive 4 and positive 4. So this is my final answer. We did number 2 as the warm-up. And let's just see how this works. 2 and 5 add to 7. They're both negative. You add and keep the sign the same. But then negative 2 times negative 5, yes, a negative times a negative makes a positive. So what I see from this is if I have a negative in the middle, then I need 2 negatives to multiply to make that positive C term. All right. On number 3, we're going to get a good amount of practice setting up the chart. So we'll set it up with black. We're going to need quite a bit of space because 144 is a fairly big number. So Here is my 32. I'm going to exaggerate it. It's a positive 32. And then this is a negative 144. And I'm going to put my multiply here and my plus here. So the plus and minus signs on the front, those are very important. Always list those. And then we're going to be systematic. I start with 1 and then 144. Now, 1 times 144, it's not going to make negative 144. So I'll make the 144 negative. When I add those together, I get negative 143. So that's not close to 32. Not only that, it's negative and I want a positive answer. So that means that on my next round, the next number would be 2. I'm going to make the 2 negative and my other number positive, so that when I add them, the bigger number is positive, because I'm technically subtracting when I have opposite signs. 2 times what? So 14 divided by 2 is 7. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so 72. When I add those together, it's negative 2 plus positive 72, 70. So I'm getting much closer to 32. Next, I would go with 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 times, and I divide that, and I get 48. And I'm doing negative 3 plus 48, which is really 48 minus 3. I get 45. Cool. Then I'm going to go negative 4. Okay. Times 36. 36 minus 4. So I found the numbers that I want. This is great. I circled these numbers, and these are the 2 numbers that go in my answer. The answer always starts with X, and I like this. It's minus 4. And then X, I don't have the sign on 36. I have to bring it to the table. It's positive 36. And 36 minus 4 adds to 32. 36 times negative 4 multiplies to negative 144. And so that's our right answer. This is fun. So we use this chart. We always are going to set up the chart. The number needs to multiply to that bigger number and then add to 32 or whatever the middle number is. Let's look at number 4. I need to erase. Okay, good. I could see that that circle was crossing over my problem. So I've got x squared minus x minus 12. So this one is a little bit sneaky because of the minus x. And I look at that minus x and I think, minus how many x? So first we want to identify that. I'm going to say that. Okay. This here is, first of all, it's negative. But that represents negative 1x. And then this is definitely negative 12. So I've set this up. I multiplied a negative 12. That's going to be 1 minus 12. And 1 minus 12 is negative 11, which is not the right answer, but it did eliminate a wrong answer. Next would be 2 times negative 6. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Again, not the right answer. Next is 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So I found the combination of 3 and negative 4. So I'm going to exaggerate this as a positive 3. And then it's going to be x plus 3 and x minus 4. I absolutely love doing this. That's it. So let's try number 5. Here I have I'm going to make my table. So I'm drawing. I use my blue. And it's negative 13. And then it's positive 40. So I made my chart. I want numbers that will multiply to 40. But then they have to add to a negative. So we need a negative times a negative. So a negative times a negative multiplies to a positive, but when you add 2 negatives, you add and keep the sign the same. So this is going to be tons of fun. Got -1 times -40 to be systematic, and that's -41. Now, do you have to be systematic every time? Yes. Be systematic until you're an expert. Once you've done 100 of these, then you can then skip steps, okay? Before that, don't. -2 times what? 20. So that's -22. So you really actually are benefiting yourself. You're practicing a lot of number sense skills. It's really good. Okay, 3 does not go into 40, but 4 will. And it'll be 4 times 10. Negative times a negative. 4 and 10 make 14. So that is -14. I'm just so close to the answer. But it needs to be 13, not 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 40 is divisible by 5. It ends with a 0 or a 5. It's 5 times 8. So let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I found the numbers. So how do I use them? Well, I write them in these binomials with parentheses. I write my 2 parentheses. It's x, and then it's -5, and then it's x minus 8. And you're probably wondering, oh, does the order, could I do -8 first and then -5? Absolutely. You can change the order because it's multiplication, which is commutative, meaning you can change the order and the answer stays the same. Okay, number 6, we're looking for numbers that will multiply to -20 and then add to 8. So we're going to make our table. Got -20 here, +8 here, and we're going to go down the line. It's going to be 1 minus 20, which is -19. Okay, -19 is wrong, but also has the wrong sign. So I'm going to switch, making this -2 and then +10. And 10 minus 2 is 8, so I found the numbers. This was a great one. I write this as x minus 2 and x plus 10. Super duper. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. We're making great progress. Got x squared minus 10x plus 25. Okay. Here's 25. Here's -10. I'm thinking of -1 times -25. Did you think of 2 negatives? I hope so. That adds to -26. That's wrong. So now I'm going to go with -5 times -5. And that's the answer. X minus 5 times x minus 5. Okay. 6 and 16. So you might be wanting to jump. Oh, I know the combination. So we got -16. We've got +6. Let's be systematic. It's going to be 1. I want the 1 to be negative, and then 16. And I subtract those to get 15. -2, +8. That's 6. So x minus 2, x +8. So as you can see, using the chart really helps us find the numbers when we go systematically. The reason we do that is so that we don't leave out a factor, and we are bringing to mind all the factors that work. Have fun working through these, and you'll have some practice in IXL.